The OpenAI drama continues and continues and continues, as well as the newest updates from Fetch, SingularityNet, and everything else that is going on in the AI and decentralized AI and crypto space. Let's talk about it. And one thing that I want to jump in right away with is what happened. When was that? Was it on Monday? I think it was Sunday into Monday, right? The crypto crash or whole market crash. Let's talk about that for a second before we go into the BTC charts later at the end of the show. But first, let's jump into here real quick and let's go through this. So as I said here, and you want to be prepared for these moments. You want to be prepared for these moments, as I wrote here. Don't fear the dump. We finally swept the liquidity pool around 50.7K. We'll look at that later on the charts. We still could go lower. 40.24K is another liquidity pool I'm looking at. We'll look into that again at the end of the show. But if you're waiting for an opportunity to accumulate, well, not financial advice, obviously, but always remember, you want to buy in the red and sell in the green, not the other way around, like most people do. And most people do it, again, the other way around. Most people, when they see a dump like this and they see, oh God, red candles and oh God, everything's going down, they panic sell. And obviously, like, it should be no surprise to you that this is the absolute worst thing you can do because you just lose everything, right? Makes absolutely no sense. This right now is when you, not financial advice, I have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm not a financial advisor, you need to make your own decisions with your own money, but this is where you theoretically want to buy in the red. It might go down further. You don't buy with everything you have, obviously, but if it goes down further, you buy more. Right now, these are the opportunities everybody's waiting for. Remember when you looked at the market and everything was rushing up and you were like, oh, damn, I missed my opportunity. Everything is high up now and I missed it. Oh, I wish I would get another opportunity. Did you ever have that thought? I wish I would get another opportunity. Yes, this is it. This is it. And it will always feel weird and sketchy and like, oh, we are going down, I don't want to buy. That's how it feels like. But you want to use the fear and greed indicator. Where is it? There it is. You want to use that as a reverse indicator, right? 29. Yesterday we had 17, as you can see over there. 17. That's amazing. Like, your fear is my greed. When I see a fear and greed indicator on 17, I am getting excited. This is when you want to jump in and start accumulating a little bit more, right? Again, you want to buy in the red and sell in the green, not the other way around like most people do it. Most people right now, they are buying, they are panicking, they are saying, oh God, crash, black swan, everything is going to zero, and they are selling, and well, I am buying. I am buying what they are selling, so thank you for that. And when it goes up in the green, they will jump in because, oh, it's going up, it's in the green, and then they buy. Then they buy. How? This is so backwards, and this is exactly what you do not want to do. You don't want to buy in the green. When it goes back up, you are looking to, oh, this is my time to sell now, right? And when Bitcoin is back at 70K or wherever, maybe even pushing new all-time highs, then they will jump in, and then they will buy because they feel like they are missing the boat. And guess what? This is when I sell, and I will sell what they bought as sold me back when it was down, right? And this is what you want to do. Buy in the red, sell in the green. It's actually very simple. Obviously, it's emotional, and there's sentiment, and it's scary, and you have fear, and what if it never goes back up? What if it goes to zero? Yeah, and this is how you lose your money, because you sell in the green, sell in the red, and buy in the green. Turn that. Whenever you feel fearful, there needs to be a greed switch in your brain that goes on. Whenever you feel fearful and the market goes down, you need to be, oh, this is an opportunity. When blood is in the streets, you want to buy, right? This is what you want to do. And whenever you feel like FOMO, whenever you feel FOMO and I need to jump in now, this is when you need to switch on your fear mode. right? And when you need to, oh, maybe I should start selling some of my positions, or maybe I should like DCA out, so you make some profits, right? We'll get into that later at the end of the show when we go into the BTC analysis, but yeah, you really, really, really want to keep that in mind, because most people do it backwards, and this is why most people in crypto lose. But yeah, let's jump into the very first story over here. Let's see. What do we have? Oh yeah, this one is pretty cool. I want to look into this one with you because I thought this one was so. I didn't know, but yeah, I'll show you in just a moment. This one was pretty cool, man. I was so happy when I saw that. But yeah, let's jump into the SingularityNet latest ecosystem updates of July 2024. Did any one of you already read these? Did you already look into these? Well, let's go through them together. So yeah, let's start here. I believe we also talked about this last week. So SingularityNet made an initial 53 million investment to build the world's first modular supercomputer dedicated to decentralized AGI and disruptive ASI and ASI R&D. Our supercomputer is purpose-built to optimize the training of deep neural networks, DNNs, large language models, LLMs, including their aggressively multimodal variations, and also hybrid neural symbolic computing architectures such as OpenCog Hyperon, enhancing the speed and efficiency of compute and enabling a paradigm shift toward AGI, continual learning, and self-improvement. So we definitely talked about this for quite a while now, for quite a few live streams. SingularityNet and the ASI Alliance in general is aggressively, you could say, buying compute, getting more compute. Obviously, NuNet will be a big factor in that as well. But yeah, they're also pushing this forward, which is a very good approach, in my opinion, exactly what they should do. In addition to advancing the supercomputer, resources will be used to construct the first in a series of modular compute containers able to be positioned around the world and relocated as needed. This is very interesting to me. So this is like the heart and core of decentralization, right? It can be relocated even. So if conditions change, maybe because the government is idiotic or maybe even corrupt, and they try to ban AI or regulate anything in a stupid way where they want to put their own political biases into it, they just can change location. They just can put it in and change location. These compute containers will serve as a decentralized hub for a broader network of heterogeneous computing devices, leveraging the agent-based computing frameworks created by SingularityNet, its ASI Alliance partners Fetch AI and Ocean Protocol, and other ecosystem projects such as NuNet and Hypercycle. So this is very exciting to me and sounds pretty cool. So on June 22nd at 2024, the ASI Alliance announced that the core token merger process has been completed, and we have moved on to post-merger integration. Like we talked about in the last video and the last live. SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean, which are now consolidated under a single token, the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, FET, right? It's still the ticker FET for now. In the coming weeks, we will introduce cross-chain bridges and migration solutions to facilitate the transition for our remaining holders on blockchains like Cardano and BNB chain. So you'll be able to migrate from the other chains within the next few weeks. And I had a few comments on my videos, like one person in particular said, oh, I'm dumping my ASI and my AGIX on Cardano because they never talked about what will happen. They talked about what will happen right from the start. Right from the very first moment when they decided, yes, we will merge, they also communicated, hey, Cardano will take a bit longer, right? They communicated that right from the start. And in the next few weeks, you will be able to migrate. All right, and now moving on into this, and this was very cool to me as I saw this. So let's go into that because, man, it was so funny. I was completely blindsided. I had no idea about this, and it was hilarious. So let's go into this. And I read through this article and I prepare for the live stream and I read through this and I scroll down here. okay, this is not that interesting. It's also not that interesting. No, we don't need to talk about this. But then there was one thing I really wanted to show you and talk about with you, which is when we go here, where are this? Community spotlights. In a recent published video, Philip Wiesel discusses the vision and objectives of the ASI Alliance, comprising SingularityNet, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol. Isn't that hilarious? I thought it was so funny. They are mentioning me in their ecosystem updates, and not even once but twice. Philip Wiesel published a video discussing the latest updates of the ASI token mergers. I'm sure all of you have watched these videos. If not, definitely check them out on my channel. I go in depth into what the ASI Alliance is. So the first one here is my What is the ASI Alliance video, where I talk about the whole ecosystem, break it down. And the second one is where I break down the token merger and that the ASI token for now has a ticker FET and will switch in a couple of weeks. So these are the two videos, and man, I was so I mean, it was a pretty cool moment. I mean, I'm blindsided. I read through this, and then I see, oh man, they are mentioning me in the ecosystem update twice. So if anyone of SingularityNet watches my live stream by any chance at one point, thank you so much. Shout out to you. Very happy about that. It was pretty cool. So very funny, and I'm very happy for that. All right, but you as my community have watched these two videos anyway already, so yeah, these were the most important things. They talk about all the other things like Jam Galaxy and other updates, but yeah, I recommend if you are interested in these, jump into the ecosystem spotlight and read through it for yourself. You can find it on their Twitter accounts. All right, now let's move into the next thing here, which is a fetch. And this example here. So we will not go through all of this, but I want to talk about a few things here because they are quite interesting. So integrating Fetch AI's U agents with Memo, building a personalized AI travel assistant. And they're talking about basically how that works, what is important, and how this whole concept looks like. This combination leverages the powerful agent framework of Fetch AI and the memory capabilities of Memo or Mem0 to create an intelligent assistant that remembers user preferences and provides tailored travel recommendations. And by the way, if you're watching this right now and think, hey, what about the OpenAI stuff? We'll get into that in a moment, okay? We'll get into that, so no worries. We'll get into that in just a moment. But first, we always talk about the decentralized AI stuff. So memory in an AI agent is like a notebook where it can write down important things to remember for later. So important things are, for example, personalization, where it remembers your preferences, consistency, so you don't have to repeat yourself, which probably is very closely linked to personalization, and improvement overall, where AI can learn more about you and get better at helping you. Memo is a memory tool for AI that helps it remember past interactions, right? Which would be amazing for any chatbot, but especially for agents that do tasks for you. Yes, they should remember past interactions. So then we have a few definitions here. For example, a unique identifier for each user, which is important because it helps the AI remember information specific to an individual user across different sessions and interactions, so that if you log off and then log back in, the agent remembers, yes, it's me, please remember my things, so we don't have to go through all of it again. Then we have a unique identifier for each AI agent, which helps to store and manage memories that are specific to a particular AI agent, which can be also pretty helpful. For example, the travel assistant AI agent can remember general user preferences to provide tailored travel recommendations, right? And then we have a unique identifier for specific interactions or sessions, which helps to store memories that are only relevant for a particular session or short-term interaction. For example, if you want to book a flight, right, a specific flight, which is not available anymore in the next session. So basically short-term memory. When a memory is associated with session ID, it is considered short-term because it is relevant only for that specific session. UAgent is a library developed by Fetch AI that allows for creating autonomous agents in Python. So I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer, I'm not a developer. I cannot do that, but maybe this is interesting for you, and you want to head over to UAgent and check that out. UAgent messages and wallets are cryptographically secured, so the identities and assets are protected. So yeah, I just want to go through these things real quick. We don't need to go through the whole thing here. I just want to mention these because I thought these are pretty interesting. Alrighty. Now, before we jump into the OpenAI drama stuff, which we'll do in just a second, two more things I want to talk about here is, which first of all is this here. I think this was very interesting and maybe interesting to mention here. Gary Marcus. I hope you all know Gary Marcus because he's a quite prominent figure when it comes to AI, AGI development. And he talks about this video here, which is a pretty, well, let's watch the video first. Let's go here and watch this video. Maybe you've seen it already. Right, merges into dogs and it's just a disaster. I mean, AI, it's funny that AI enables videos like this where everything merges into everything, right? It's kind of nice to see because it's funny, it's kind of creative. But yeah, if AI does something like this, what does that tell us about AI? What does this mind-bending video tell us about AI? Well, first of all, current generative systems don't have world models. If you knew how the world worked, you wouldn't do this, right? And also, humans have an innate core knowledge of the basic physics of the world. Current AI models lack that, and it shows. And this is something we talk about quite a lot here. I've talked about since I made the video about why LLMs will never be AGI. They don't know what the world is, right? They have no idea how the world works or what physics are. Of course, and can make token predictions, and then they can make predictions on what tokens you put in, and it maybe looks like they understand physics and how the world works in certain contexts, but they really don't. They don't have a deep understanding of why things work the way they work. They only have an understanding of, okay, these tokens are the next tokens to come next in a sequence, and makes sense when you read it, but in a deeper sense, they have no understanding of what the world is. They don't have an internal world model. And videos like this, obviously this is not an LLM, but a video creator, but it shows. It just shows. All right. Then one more thing here, which I want to show you, is this hypercycle here, and I think this was pretty noteworthy as well. This hypercycle updates where we talk about during his trip to Argentina. So Jerry Hall had the Jerry Hall, right? Jerry V. Hall, okay, had the chance to meet with the Minister of Education and other government officials, which is pretty cool, where they discussed leveraging hypercycle for the public education system. Imagine that. How cool would that be? Individual governments, hypercycle enables decentralization for everyone. Right, so we don't just need to think about hypercycle in terms of, yes, it will be great for the ASI Alliance and to develop AGI in a decentralized way, but there are so many more use cases that hypercycle can be used for. And then meeting with government officials to implement it in education, this is pretty cool. And we all know that Argentina right now is going, right, a very good route where they actually, well, can make something out of their country and their economy again. Okay. Moving into. And by the way, if you want to discuss anything, talk with me about anything, please join my Discord. There we can discuss literally anything, as long as you, as well as I, always have in mind that we might be wrong, right? And are always open to change our opinions. If that is the case, we can discuss virtually anything. But yeah, now let's jump into OpenAI and everything that's going on there, which is, yeah, well, actually, I wanted to jump into a different article first. So let's head over here because, man, OpenAI, it's basically a whole, yeah, chaos going on there. Don't want to say shit show, but yeah, it is a shit show. Good. First of all, Sam Altman, next OpenAI model will first undergo safety checks by US government. Yeah, For some people, this may sound good. For me, and probably for many who are watching my channel, this sounds, well, not good. If anything, we want a diverse safety check board consisting out of people across the entire globe, across different professions and different, backgrounds, but not a government. Good, but let's go through this. Altman noted that the company has been working with the US AI Safety Institute, a federal government body, on an agreement to provide early access to its next foundation model and collaborate to push forward the science of AI evaluations. The company has changed its non-disparagement policies, allowing current and former employees to raise concerns about the company and its work freely, and it remains committed to allocating at least 20% of its compute resources to safety research. This is also, let's talk about this for a second, because this is so ridiculous and obvious, right? So they got huge backlash for them telling people or writing into contracts that people cannot talk about them and that they apparently don't put enough into safety. So what they do now, they come out and say, hey, look, you can talk about it again, and we put it into safety, right? But the issue here is that this even was an issue in the first place. Sorry, but you lost trust already. You lost trust already by doing what you did. You cannot then come and expect us, okay, now we trust you again. This is such a BS move. Of course, don't get me wrong. It's the necessary and right thing to do, but now you need to prove that you follow through with this and that you have actually changed OpenAI, because this is just right, covering your tracks to some degree. I don't know how the right expression in English would be, but right, you fucked it up, and now you pedal back to say, look, we tried to make it right, but this is not making it right. This is just trying to portray yourself in a better light. But if you really actually want to portray yourself in a better light, you need to make right decisions, better decisions for a prolonged period of time, and not just a small backpedal. Former safety co-leaders claiming that it is ignoring the safety aspect of advanced AI research. In light of the concerns, 5 US senators recently wrote to Altman questioning OpenAI's commitment to safety, as well as cases of possible retribution against former employees who publicly raised their concerns under the non-disparagement clause in its employment contract. Right, so this was definitely a good thing that the US senators, and there are quite some good senators in the US. Again, I'm not an American, I have no idea. I can't really talk about this, but from what I see is there are quite a few very, very good senators, quite a few very, what's the right word? I don't know, but they definitely do many things to do the right things for the public and for the positions they are in. It is important to note that the US government is not the only getting early access. OpenAI also has a similar agreement with the UK government for the safety screening of its models. Yeah, okay, but I would like a board consisting out of people from governments all around the world, but not just governments, but from professions all around the world and different backgrounds. The safety concerns for OpenAI started ballooning earlier in May when Ilya Sutskever and Jan Leakey, the two co-leaders of OpenAI's super alignment team, working to build safety systems and processes to control super intelligent AI models, resigned within a matter of hours. And quite a few more people stepped back. We'll get into that in just a moment, because OpenAI is imploding even more. And it has even formed, it has even, this word even here is so ridiculous. So they just want to say now OpenAI has done better, OpenAI has learned, OpenAI has even formed a new safety and security committee, which is in the process of reviewing the company's processes and safeguards, right? And then they say it down here. This even formed new safety committee consists out of people who are there to make a profit for OpenAI. So this is a huge conflict of interest. And this is nothing good, what happens there with the new safety committee. This is actually a huge, right? This is one thing where you say, okay, great that you said this, right? But you just proved with forming this safety committee that you don't mean any of it. That this is just BS, that these are just words to calm the public down. But everybody who looks a bit deeper and finds out who sits in the safety board sees that it's just BS what they are doing. Really, OpenAI, not good. No, OpenAI, no good. No good. So let's get into this here. The next thing I want to talk about, which is, right, straight from my title, Elon Musk sues OpenAI again. It's getting a little bit ridiculous at this point, but yeah, let's go through this. Elon Musk filed a new federal lawsuit against OpenAI and its CEO Sam Altman today, accusing the artificial intelligence company of abandoning its founding mission to benefit humanity in favor of pursuing profits. And this sentence here is so ridiculous, man. Elon Musk's case against Sam Altman and OpenAI is a textbook tale of altruism versus greed. Are you stoned? Whoever wrote this? Who wrote this? Let's go. I want a name here. I need a name for whoever wrote this article. Where is the name? I want to know who wrote this article. Where is the freaking name? There. Michael Nunes, or Nunez, I guess. Michael Nunez. What's wrong with you? Like, dude, are you... Yeah, I don't want to get, I don't want to insult anyone. I don't want to get, thank you for the article. But man, textbook tale of altruism versus greed? Elon Musk? Guys, we need to understand something here. Elon Musk is a freaking businessman. Elon Musk thinks about one person first, which is Elon Musk's. I'm not saying that things he's doing aren't great. There's definitely some great stuff there, and I'm very happy that he exists. But we also need to think about supply and demand. What do we have in this world right now? We have basically all social medias, everything, all rich people working in the direction of more the, let's say, socialized governments. And there was a huge vacuum, right? Because there was nothing more in the direction of the more conservative governments, or conservative parties and conservative point of views and people. And this vacuum is filled by Elon Musk. And I guarantee you, if this would have been the other way around, if most social media companies and rich people and stuff would have worked more in the direction of conservative government, and there would have been a huge vacuum for socialized governments, this vacuum would have been filled by Elon Musk. Because it's an obvious play. There's supply and demand. Obviously, he goes there. Because right now, he's basically the single one person on the one side. So he is just gets more and more bigger in the eyes of the public. Right? So, yeah, obviously, I don't think he is like a greedy, bad person per se. But I definitely 100% believes that, yes, he's a businessman, and the very first person Elon Musk thinks about is Elon Musk. And it's great that he's doing great things, and I'm happy that Elon Musk exists and is doing great things. But man, saying that this is a textbook case of altruism versus greed, it's just stupid in my opinion. And I just need to rant about this one sentence because it pisses me off, man. But anyway, doesn't mean that it isn't good. It does mean that it isn't good what he is doing. Obviously, it's good. It's great. But can we please think a little bit deeper about these things and not just see the surface and not let's use our brains here, okay? Please, let's start using our brains and think things through a little bit more. And by the way, if you want to talk with me, if you want to discuss things, I'm open about anything. You can also talk with me about this, about my opinions. Please join my Discord. Let's talk about things. You can find the link in the description. Obviously, mostly we'll talk about AI, decentralized AI, crypto, a bit of trading, things like that. But yeah, let's move on through this. The new complaint introduces additional claims, including accusations that OpenAI engaged in racketeering activity. Okay, so quite a few big new claims here. This legal battle exemplifies the fundamental tension at the heart of AI development. And I really like this, and that's why I also want to read through this article. The need for vast resources to push the boundaries of technology versus the ethical imperative to ensure AI benefits humanity as a whole. You know, one approach that is kind of balanced and addresses this? Well, I know one approach. It's called decentralized AI development. The case also underscores the complex interplay between private enterprise and public interest in emerging technologies. As AI systems become increasingly powerful and pervasive, questions of governance, accountability, and ethical development are moving from abstract debates to concrete legal policy challenges. Musk's lawsuit may serve as a catalyst for broader discussions about the appropriate structures and incentives for responsible AI development. Well, I have an idea for appropriate structures of AI development. How about decentralized democratic structures? Just as an idea. The involvement of tech giants like Microsoft in ostensibly independent AI research raises questions about market competition, innovation, and the long-term applications of AI capability being controlled by a small number of powerful entities. But it's great that this goes more and more in the public eye and that people are more and more aware of this. But obviously, everybody who likes decentralized development of AI, yeah, well, duh. Musk's lawsuit ensures that the controversy surrounding OpenAI will remain at the forefront of tech industry's discourse for the foreseeable future. And this is true. And this is another thing. Do you really think Musk does this lawsuit because, whatever, he wants OpenAI to go open again? Maybe that is a small part of it. But man, what is Musk doing here? He is weakening competition. Again, he is a businessman, guys. By any chance, do you know a billionaire who has an AI that is maybe not that great in the public eye and is in the public interest or maybe in user adoption lacking far, far, far behind ChatGPT? Many AIs are this, but there's one AI in particular that is lacking behind all of them because rarely anybody has used it yet. It's called Grok. It's the AI of Elon Musk. So what he's doing is he's weakening competition. He's making sure all the OpenAI drama stays at the forefront of people's minds. That's what he's doing. Everybody who thinks Elon Musk is altruistic is a little bit delusional. Again, doesn't mean it isn't great what he's doing. I love what he's doing. Not everything, but some things amazing, great for that. But man, he's not altruistic. He's a businessman. Okay? And come on, guys, really. All right, and the next OpenAI story, it doesn't stop today. It is just getting started. All right, let's jump into this one. OpenAI's meltdown inside the summer that could redefine artificial intelligence. Let's just read through this. OpenAI, once the undisputed titan of artificial intelligence, is seemingly crumbling right before our eyes. Sounds like this is like 20 years, 50 years, once back in the day, last year. Okay. So yeah, John Schuman, a co-founder and the architect behind OpenAI's most revolutionary algorithms, has defecated to rival Anthropic. And this is interesting because Anthropic gets stronger and stronger. And if you know anything about Anthropic, Anthropic was founded by people who resigned at OpenAI. So Anthropic is basically the company where everybody who resigns at OpenAI finds a new the new working place, basically. So it's quite funny to me to see how basically all talents from OpenAI go to Anthropic. Greg Brockman, another co-founder and company's president, is embarking on an extended sabbatical. Now, I think it's a little bit of a stretch to say 3 people resign here, because Greg Brockman, again, just goes on a sabbatical. But the timing is a little bit, right? The timing is, it looks to me like he wants to see how OpenAI gets through the storm and then maybe coming back after, or maybe not. But we need to imagine, think about Greg Brockman was one of the few people back in the day when Sam Altman was ousted, who was behind Sam Altman and on his side. And then also Peter Dang, a product virtuous poach from Meta, just last year, is also bidding adieu and resigning. So yeah, more and more people are leaving OpenAI. More and more people are leaving the sinking ship? Question mark? We'll see. Gemini 1.5 Pro and Gemma, we'll also get into that in just a moment, match and sometimes even surpass OpenAI's capabilities in popular benchmarks and tests. The AI race has suddenly accelerated, with the former frontrunner watching its leading quickly evaporate. Suddenly accelerated doesn't sound right to me at all. Like the AI race has accelerated for quite a while now. ChatGPT was the popular and most powerful model maybe all across 2023. But since 2024, man, we have other models who are similar. Like we have Anthropic, we have Claude, which has been very powerful and also is more powerful than ChatGPT at the moment. Now we have the Gemini models. The Gemma model is pretty cool because it's a small language model. We also have Pi, we have Mistral, we have Llama. So yeah. And yeah, here also they mention it. Meta's open source Llama models pose another challenge, democratizing AI in ways that undermine OpenAI's walled garden approach, right? And I love that AI is open source, that Meta's AI model Llama is open source. But again, what we really want is decentralization. If you're not sure about the difference of open source and decentralization, I have made a video about this. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. Meanwhile, smaller players like Anthropic and Mistral punch above their weight, proving that in the world of AI, agility and innovation can trump size and reputation. Both have beat OpenAI's model in popular benchmark tests. So yeah, OpenAI really falling behind here. And what do you think, guys? Will this go on for long? Do you think OpenAI will make a comeback, or do you think they will slowly bleed out now until they, well, basically cease to exist? This is not what I want to talk about. I'm sorry. This is what we'll talk about in a moment. Or maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, this is another OpenAI. Well, not necessarily OpenAI, but also OpenAI related. So we just talked about Google, and we want to go deeper into that because the Google models are quite cool. Google's AI comeback. New Gemini models dethrone OpenAI in shocking upset. In a stunning reversal of fortune, Google has catapulted itself from a series of embarrassing AI missteps to the forefront of the artificial intelligence race. Gemini 1.5 Pro, Google's latest large language model, has demonstrated capabilities that surpass those of GPT-4o in several key benchmarks. Its ability to process and analyze vast amounts of data, up to 1 million tokens, equivalent to thousands of pages of text, set a new standard for AI comprehension and contextual understanding. And obviously, yeah, this is cool, but we always need to keep in mind that right now, really, if you look at it, it's incremental, okay? Yes, it's a new best model, but where's the last best model? It's right here, okay? The steps are, there are no huge leaps here. So yeah, people say, oh, it's so great and amazing, and woo, look at that. But really, we have a step from here to here. Like this is it. We don't have a step from here to, oh my God, we have a step from here to here. So yeah, calm your tits. All right, I probably will never say that again. Okay, let's go through this further. Perhaps even more impressive is Gemma 2, 2 billion. So it's just 2 billion parameters. This 2 billion parameter model outperformed competitors with far larger architectures. Gemma 2 demonstrates performance on par with or surpassing much larger counterparts, including OpenAI's GPT 3.5, Mistral's AI 7 billion, and Meta's Llama 2. And this is pretty impressive, actually. Maybe you want to watch my video about small language models, check it out on my channel, but that a 2 billion model surpasses GPT 3.5 or is on par with it is pretty impressive. Furthermore, the AI race is far from over. OpenAI and Anthropic are undoubtedly working on their next breakthroughs, and the pace of innovation shows no signs of slowing, obviously. Right? So, of course, the AI race is in full might, in its full bloom. But yeah, we need to think about this. Obviously, it's showing no signs of slowing, and also the OpenAI Alliance is building on something. But we'll get into that in just a moment. Actually, let's get into the article. One thing that I'll say here is that there are huge promises, right? There are huge promises from these companies of AGI and beyond, and everything going so great. And if they cannot deliver, yes, they will not slow down. They will keep working and accelerating and stuff. But if they cannot deliver, I see it slowing down and fading out of the eyes of the public. And this happened before, and we will get into that right now with this article, which I found very interesting. From SingularityNet here, a short history of foundational AGI theories. And this is basically the history of AI and AGI development. And I think this was pretty interesting, so let's go through this. So first, while the precise definition of and characterization of AGI is not broadly agreed upon, the term artificial general intelligence has multiple closely related meanings, referring to the capacity of an engineered system to display the same rough sort of general intelligence as human beings. Actually, I don't need to go through all of this. We all know this by now. If you want to know the definitions, I have a video on my channel where I talk about what actually is AGI and goes through multiple definitions. So, earliest conceptualizations of AGI, the Turing and the Turing test, which evaluates machines' ability to exhibit human-like responses as early as 1950. If we go further, in the 1950s through 60s, we had the development of symbolic AI, which focuses on high-level symbolic, human-readable representations of problems and logic. In 1956, Newell and Simon developed the logic series, considered by many to be the first real AI program, 1956. It was able to prove theorems in symbolic logic, marking a pretty significant milestone in AI research and development. And a bit later, 1958, John McCarthy developed Lisp, a programming language that became fundamental for AI research at the time. In the 70s, the early promises of AI faced significant setbacks, and this might be something that we see again right now, because there are huge promises of AGI and stuff. And yeah, we had it again. We had it already. Promises of AI faced significant setbacks. Expectations were high, but the technology could not deliver on some of the grandiose benefits it was promised, right? So the public was saying, this is BS, they don't deliver. So interest was subsiding. So let's see, maybe we repeat. I hope they can deliver, but I feel like we have a little bit longer to go than most people are expecting at this point. The development and commercialization of expert systems through AI back into the spotlight in the 1980s. The systems which used knowledge-based and inference rules to mimic human expertise in specific domains proved to be practically useful in industries like medicine, finance, and manufacturing. And then we have here Donald Hebb's principle, often summarized as cells that fire together, wire together. So this is human cognition and neurology, laid the foundation of unsupervised learning algorithms. System could self-organize to form meaningful patterns without explicit supervision, which is a huge breakthrough. The ImageNet breakthrough in 2012, marked by the success of AlexNet, revolutionized the field of AI and deep learning, which was, by the way, developed, amongst others, with Ilya Sutskever, which you all probably know from OpenAI. Again, safety alignment already resigned. This success demonstrated the power of deep learning for image classification and ignited widespread interest in advancements in computer vision and natural language processing. In the 1990s, true intelligence arises from the interaction between an agent and its environment, leading to the development of embodied AI systems that learn and adapt through physical experiences, which is a new theory, basically. Marcus Hutter's, which I also talked about before, Universal Artificial Intelligence Theory and the AI-XI model provided a mathematical framework of AGI. AI-XI, an idealized agent, is designed to achieve optimal behavior by maximizing expected rewards based on algorithmic probability. And this is, by the way, only theoretical, not really feasible in reality. OpenCog Classic focuses on integrating various AI methods. OpenCog Classic, as early as 2008, by the way, focuses on integrating various AI methodologies, including symbolic AI, neural networks, and evolutionary programming. The aim is to create a unified architecture capable of achieving human-like intelligence. Neural symbolic systems leverage the learning capabilities of neural networks with the interpretability and reasoning of symbolic AI, offering a promising pathway toward AGI. And then in the 2000 to 2010s, algorithmic architectures, I hope this is I think this is pretty interesting, the whole story, there's a whole development. I hope this is interesting for you as well. Algorithmic architectures have displayed superhuman proficiency, but remain constrained in generalizability and lack multi-domain adaptability. And then we come to the 2020s, where large language models come up. Foundation models like GPT-3 show initial promise in text generation, applications, and displaying some cross-contextual transfer learning. However, they are still limited in full-spectrum reasoning, emotional intelligence, and transparency. And now we come to what we've all been waiting for, OpenCog Hyperon. In 2020s, OpenCog Hyperon represents the next generation of AGI architecture. This open-source software framework synergizes multiple AI paradigms with a unified cognitive architecture, propelling us toward the realization of human-level AGI and beyond. We have a number of different approaches to AGI at the moment that seem plausible right now, that could be plausible. One approach being pursued by research teams and companies like OpenAI is to upgrade LLMs that have already been shown to be capable of some impressive things. Another approach is to connect different kinds of deep neural networks together. The third approach is to connect neural nets with other sorts of AI tools together in a distributed metagraph-based architecture like OpenCog Hyperon. So yeah, different approaches, and this is why Ben Gertz and others think that we will have AGI pretty fast, because there are many approaches working on it. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. All right. History of AI and AGI, which maybe we'll have relatively soon-ish. And now, for a few moments, let's jump into BTC and what happened over there. I hope you were not scared and freaked out by the dump, and I hope you jumped in. It may dump further, okay? It may dump further, so always be careful. Again, not financial advice. I have no idea what I'm talking about, yada, yada, yada. You make your own financial decisions. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Only educational purposes only, or informational purposes only. Let's jump into that. So, yeah, we saw a dump below this low. So we did not make a monthly swing low over here, which is okay. Which is okay for me. Maybe we make a swing low now here. We'll see about that. But for now, we dumped right into this weekly fair value gap, a little bit below center. If we delete my liquidity here, yes, a little bit below center. Oops. But in the monthly, we are still bullish. So no worries over here, or at least no too big of worries. So what happened is, we'll see that in the weekly, what we had a liquidity pool here in the weekly. Our next liquidity pool is actually this one here at 42, let's say 42.3K. This is our next big liquidity pool. If we dump further, this is my next target, if we dump further. But yeah, in the monthly, really, and I'm serious about this, don't wet your pants here. This is not an issue. This is just shakeout. We can come all the way down here and take this. And I am still bullish in the monthly, because in the monthly, we still have an uptrend. Why? Because we have our swing low here, our huge prominent swing low. If we break this, yes, I am very, very bearish. Bitcoin is broken, and crypto is broken, basically, if we break this. My call is we will never, ever break this. And this is my call again, not taking credit here. This is my call, because if you want to learn out of this, join Crypto Lifehouse 99 trading group. Get into there. It's a pretty great group. So yeah, but yeah, for now we look still bullish, even if we are bearish in the short term. Let's jump in the weekly and look at what happened here. So what did we have down here, across here? What was that? What was that here? This was a pool of liquidity. Why? Because this is what people play as a bull flag. So where do they put their stop losses? Right here. Right here is where they put their stop losses. So if price goes right there, it liquidates them. What happens? Yes, market makers take all their money. As you see here, pink, liquidated. Same down here. Here, our next pool of liquidity. I probably should make this quite a bit bigger if we look at this. This pool of liquidity, like this here is monthly, but if you look at the weekly, all the way across here are stop losses. All the way across here is liquidity. So this would be my next target if we come down even further, which right now it maybe looks like it could come down even further, but yeah, we'll see. Good. This pool of liquidity taken. Again, what does Bitcoin do? Bitcoin runs out liquidity. I'll show it to you in the lowest time frames in just a moment again. Yeah, so if you look at the daily, really nothing surprising here. We made a swing low down here, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. As we looked at last week, what does Bitcoin do? Swing lows, bullish, swing highs, bearish. Obviously not 100%, as you can see here, for example, swing low, yeah, not really, but yeah, swing high, bearish, swing low, but in the long term, really bullish. As you can see here, there's no other swing high here. Our next swing high is here. Yeah, go a bit sideways, but bearish again. So right now we might go a bit sideways, then bullish again. We'll see about that. We can also, again, we could dump into the next pool of liquidity down here. We could also, again, go sideways, run up and go sideways. We already liquidated some shorts. Obviously, we have a huge double top here, man. This double top will get liquidated at one point for sure this year. This is like, I would put my hand in the fire and say, yes, we will get up here at one point. This will get liquidated. This is just too juicy. And aside from that, again, as a bear market, as a bull market didn't even start yet. We always need to remember the bull run did not even start yet. Okay, let's get into the 15-minute and let me show you what I did this week. So this dump, again, we had the liquidity down here. It's very far. It's very far over at that side. So I cannot properly scroll or zoom out so you can see that. So you just need to trust me that we had down here had liquidity. So I saw, again, first of all, we left a triple top here. So mark out your liquidity, double top here, mark out your liquidity. We will go back there at one point. But yeah, dump. What happened here? This bottom called out by divergence. So we have divergence here. Divergence is a swing down in price, swing up in RSI. Tells me, yes, we are probably reaching a bottom, but not only that, right? Not only divergence tells me we are reaching a bottom, but in conjunction with, here's also a pool of liquidity that we breached, and we are also in the middle of a monthly, weekly fair value gap. So yeah, this tells me, yes, we are probably in a bottom here. So what do I do? Of course, I go long. I think my entry was right around, my entry was in the 5 minutes somewhere. I entered in the 5 minutes somewhere. And I did not enter here. I entered here. This can always come down a little bit further, but I entered in this divergence. Here's where I entered. Yeah, so it should be right around here somewhere. My entry was, yeah, somewhere in here. Somewhere in here was my entry. And then it came down further. Of course, there I think, okay, maybe we'll go down further, but my stop loss is, yeah, right below that. A little bit of wiggle room, but yeah, I make the call, hey, this is the bottom, I enter here. If this is not the bottom, it will go down violently, so I don't want to be in it, so my stop loss is very, very tight here. But yeah, we go down, stop loss never hit, and then it goes up pretty nicely, as you can see. Pretty nicely. Again, there are many things. It's not just the divergence, it's many things that I saw here where I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to see for me to enter a trade. First of all, we swap liquidity. Another thing is, if we, is this the right? Yes, it is the right. It was a Friday. It was actually the Friday. I thought it was, yeah, anyway. Yeah, swap liquidity. We also went a fair value gap. I saw the diversion. It was also right time. Too much to talk about all of this. If you want to learn more, if you want to learn more about this, and if you want to talk about trading, jump into my Discord. So yeah, now we have here Saturday, Sunday. I don't do much on the weekends. But yeah, into Monday. What happened on Monday was quite nice as well. So yeah, we come up here. Do we have? Did I just delete all of my? Oh no, I'm here. I was so confused. I was totally wrong. I was like, hey, where's my pool of liquidity? I was sure it was on a Monday. Yes, it was on a Monday. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So yeah, no, here again, conjunction with time. Oh, so stupid. Anyway, good. But this is another thing. By the way, it's ridiculous if we look at that. Where was it? Doesn't really matter, but it just shows how price action just repeats. Price action just repeats. It always looks kind of the same. So Monday, what did I do Monday? I see we built a double top here. Oops, we built a double top here, right? So we'll probably come at one point and get that. Another thing is if we jump into the 5 minute, we have liquidity. Actually, we have liquidity all the way here, but we have liquidity for sure right over here, which is where we go down to. We sweep that, and somewhere over here there was also divergence. I go in another long. We go up, we sweep the 50-minute double top here, right around here, and yeah, another winning trade. We leave a double bottom down here. Again, mark of your liquidity. This is what I'm aiming for right now. This is what I'm aiming for right now. So we created another double top up here for my trades that I entered in today. We go up, leave another double top, swipe the liquidity here, make divergence. I enter in my short. Short plays out quite nicely. We sweep liquidity over here. This is my first take profit because we left a double bottom here. So I take profit. Actually, that's not true. My first take profit is always 100%. And if I have 200x leverage, 100% is this. A 0.5% move is 100% win for me, right? This. Come on, this. This is a winning trade for me, right? I don't need more. This is where I take profit for the first time and put my stop loss at break even, and I have a winning trade. Then next take profit is here at the liquidity. We took that, so I can take it out. And my next profit would be this liquidity down here, which I am aiming for. If we don't hit that, doesn't matter. I will search for my next trade tomorrow. I will exit this trade probably later tonight at one point. Yeah, so again, this is how I trade. It works pretty well. Most of the time, if it doesn't work well, you have a tight stop loss. Over time, you're pretty profitable. If you want to talk about that further, again, jump into my Discord, and there we can talk about trading. So what main thing is, yes, we could go down further, but don't worry, you want to buy in the red. This is where you want to accumulate. This is where you want to start DCAing a bit more aggressively. No financial advice, don't do what I'm saying, I have no idea what I'm talking about, make your own decisions, do your own research. But again, you want to buy in the red. This is what everything is about. You want to buy in the red. This is what you want to do. And you want to sell in the green. So when fear kicks in, you need to switch that with FOMO and buy. And when FOMO kicks in, you need to switch that with fear and sell. If you approach the markets this way, you will make a nice profit, right? Most other people do it the exact same way around, which is why most people in crypto lose money. Don't be that person. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here with me and spending your time with me. I am so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for watching this replay, maybe. And yeah, don't forget to leave a like on the way out. I'll see all of you next week. Have a great rest of your day.